it's about this is because we have a special guest here. San Joaquin Valley Transparency. So if you guys don't mind, giving him a warm welcome. He came all the way from Bakersfield to be here with us today. And so he has, if you want to come up here and bring those cards that you got, we're going to hand out some stuff for you. And he's going to tell a little bit about himself, some of the stuff that he does, and also those cards that I gave you. If you have any questions for him, write them down on that card and raise it up or set them up, and we'll get them and we'll ask him, you know, what's this answer to this?
Good work, Joe.
Say it again.
Good work.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done.
I'm done. See you tonight, right?
Yep, I'll be there.
See you, Professor Britt.
All right. You want to do
Yeah, slap it on. I put the video
And the other
right now. Actually, just type it in. So I just uploaded a video to YouTube, and we're all gonna watch it with everybody that's watching right now. Sometimes it's thousands of people at one time, so you guys are gonna get to join in and watch it. We'll watch this video, it's about 15 minutes long, and you guys take some notes. If you guys have questions, I will answer them for you. I try to make my work educational, so try to see past my mistakes and try to see the educational value that I bring to the table. And
How we do the How we do the volume on this thing?
and I do what's called First Amendment audits. What he mentioned, I started about 6-7 years ago, and you guys will kind of see what I do. Many of you guys haven't. Nonetheless, I tried to pull some educational clips. I think many of you are going to learn from this. I will be answering some questions after you watch these clips, so everyone here in the class, don't be afraid to ask me some questions. I don't know if you're going to be doing criminal justice with your career.
Call the Cook County Sheriff.
My hair?
Sure, we can.
Can I ask you what?
Yeah, you may ask.
Can you guys hear? Let me call the Cook County Sheriff.
I don't know, why would you do that?
You gentlemen are, I don't know why you're videotaping the facility on private property.
This is private property?
Yes, sir.
I didn't see any signs.
This is county, this is like,
Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing something I've never done before. I am speaking at a university in a class, and I'm premiering this video with all of you on YouTube with the class as well. So many of you guys that are already subscribed to my channel, welcome the class in the comment section. Alright, so a lot of these clips, many of you guys have seen them before, many of you guys haven't. Nonetheless, I tried to pull some educational clips. I think many of you are gonna learn from this. I will be answering some questions after you watch these clips, so everyone here in the class, don't be afraid to ask me some questions. I don't know if you're going to be doing criminal justice with your careers, but these videos will definitely help you guys. So without further ado, everyone together, let's enjoy these clips. Not too bad. What was that? Yeah, we were just going to go around and record, but the gentleman inside there is saying that we can't go in and really quick, I'm going to pause just so you guys know. Cops are allowed to lie to the people during investigations. So sometimes when I'm out there talking to cops, I'm not always truthful. The only time you're not allowed to lie to cops is when they ask you for your name and you give a false name. So I do lie, I do fib a little bit here, but I say that I don't know what First Amendment audits are, but I do, and you guys are gonna see. But my understanding is that the courthouse is allowed for the public to go in there and
certain areas, yes, not the whole courthouse. You guys know the rules just like we do.
But the area that we were in was okay, right?
I don't know where you're at.
Well, we didn't walk by any radar or anything at all. They just kicked us out.
Like here?
Yes. Yeah.
Here's the door right here.
Okay. So even if I'm like right here, I'm okay, right? Because the guy came and told us that he was barking order and told us to
I'm talking about it.
That's awesome.
We're cool with you guys, like I said, I understand the whole First Amendment audit, you guys are good zones, you know, so you guys
What is-
chaos and you guys want to keep traffic out here.
Yeah, actually, I've never heard of that. We just kind of started like a film school thing, but what is a First Amendment audit? Something I just heard recently.
Just research it on YouTube now, they're all over YouTube.
Really?
So, they just try to, you know, make sure everybody is up to date on as far as the current laws and all that, make sure my staff.
Maybe something we might want to check out, guys. I mean, something for you.
So you heard it from his mouth. He said First Amendment audit, what they do is they come out and make sure that we know all the laws and stuff like that. So basically this guy knows what it is. He's not against it. He knows what we do. We're out there just making sure that cops and public officials know that the people have rights. So he's basically just acknowledging what we do right there.
Is as the assignment, maybe?
You guys want to use
You can
that?
go there, man.
Did you know that reckless driving is an arrestable offense? Yeah, man. We were right there, and I was about to step out of my car, and you were coming down really fast, and I even seen some blue lights, and I'm trying to figure out if you're racing to come down Chaparro or what's the deal?
No, I wasn't racing, and those blue lights are always on. When I'm driving away, you can see.
You were driving fast right through the parking lot, man. Yeah, you were speeding.
If you'd like me to get a supervisor to make a complaint, you can, but I do race. Huh?
Are you from the station right here?
I am.
Your name and badge number?
My name is Edmund Cordado, GUARTADO, 31222.
31222. Can you slow it down for the safety of the people, man, respectfully?
I hear what you said.
Right.
And I think I would, but I will pay more attention.
This is the video of the leader here. Do you mind if I get your name and the documentation?
I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader of anything, man. I'm an individual here.
Anybody's name. Just so I know who I talk to and send them out.
No, as a matter of fact, it is also in your policy that anyone can make a complaint anonymous, right?
Like, yeah, no, you're not anonymous. That's fine.
No, but I mean, anyone can make a
You don't
complaint.
want to leave your name there or any information?
No,
So, an incident number is good for you.
that answer was good. Can I get your badge number as a matter of fact?
It'll be on the card when I give it to you.
Alright, cool.
So I got kids, right? And so you guys posted something, and then the department sees that I didn't ask what I'm supposed to do, so that I got kids to take care of. So you do your independent journalism, which I great, that's cool.
Yeah, First
And
Amendment.
then guess what happens?
What happened?
I get fired because you guys post something that the department doesn't approve of.
How would you get fired? You wouldn't be
Because
sat there
I'm
shut
not
up.
doing what I need to do.
Hey, bro, if you wouldn't be sat there shut up, you wouldn't even be worried about stuff like that.
No, why?
Just eat your apple, bro.
But I can't say anything. No. Eat my hand.
Sorry for talking to you.
That's alright.
I don't know, guys.
I was just making sure that we're not in any like any area we're not supposed to be in, right?
No.
We're okay about that? Cool, cool.
Are you guys still working?
Oh, man. You doing?
Yeah, you guys are good, man.
Because of that fear that this guy had, man, it just created all this escalation, but you've been very professional. I appreciate that, man. We're just individuals, man. We're all individuals. I know.
I've seen a lot of your videos, man.
Thank you.
No problem. So, no, I watched a lot of your guys' stuff, just to my own knowledge and, learning myself. So,
I appreciate you.
you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have any problem with you guys, or whatever you need to do, but just understand that they're having a private conversation that rights, so just stay far enough away where you don't overhear their conversation.
Privacy rights, can you state the PIN code on privacy rights? HIPAA.
Medical correction.
Are you a medical professional?
I'm a police officer.
You're a police officer? So are you trying to tell me that HIPAA applies here in this situation?
No, absolutely, privacy.
It does not, we're in public. You have to create privacy in
That's
order
what
to.
we're trying to do, by moving them where we are,
Well, we're still in public though.
right?
Oh, I'm still in public, we're all still in public.
Like I said, you can record all you want, but you're not gonna record their audible conversations that they're having.
I mean,
If it's related to a medical issue, you can be sued by him if you wanted to go that route.
well, possibly so, but you can still a hand sandwich, doesn't mean you're gonna win. Can I get your badge number? I see you're wearing 3 chevrons.
Let's take it back around the subject.
Sergeant Eddie? Assistant Manager Eddie? 907? You like your video? Yeah, you put my name out there. Yeah, right. Get out of the mud, bro.
Is Summer School getting in the way of
Sorry
your
guys,
summer?
there's ads, that's how I get paid.
Bullshit. Stepping in the mud talking to me.
Just call the sheriff.
And what was your name, sir?
I'm not gonna answer that question. The sheriff gets care of it.
Is there anything I can help you with?
I don't know why you got the video thing.
We're just looking around. I mean, this is not open to the public.
No.
What about the lobby? Yeah,
The front office normally will be.
yeah, well, I don't see any, no trespassing signs.
There's, if you look on the front gate, there's no trespassing signs. You want me to go show you the no trespassing?
Let's go have a look.
Okay, let's go.
And if, you find out today, you didn't say your name?
No, I'm not gonna say that.
You're not gonna say? Oh, is there any reason why you have to be rude?
I don't have to be rude.
Well,
I
you're-
don't understand, you know, this is really.
Hold on. Why do you have to talk to me like that? Can't you be kind?
Yeah, I can be kind.
Okay,
You know what?
let's start over.
Most people don't show up at the district uninvited with video cameras.
Uninvited, if this is open to the public like the lobby is, right? Maybe the lobby's not open right now, but the lobby's usually open to the public. And if this is open to the public, then if we would like, we can come around and look around and.
So you feel like that you have the right to go ahead and video, public agencies? Huh?
Have you ever heard of what's not forbidden is allowed?
What, so not forbidden is allowed?
What's not forbidden is allowed.
Does that mean that we need to start locking the front gate?
If there's a no trespassing, if there isn't a no trespassing.
Do you guys know what he means by what's not forbidden is allowed?
I guess anything that isn't explicitly, banned is, you can do.
Absolutely. If there's no law against it, you can do it.
Yeah, if there's no code law, then
No,
who
of
can
course.
stop us?
Of course, you guys probably want to carry around your moral compass with you, right? Because there's some things that are not illegal but are not good to do, right? But I try to walk that fine line and make sure that I'm not doing anything that's not just illegal, but just not morally wrong as well. I mean, I guess some of the things that I do is I'm not so proud of everything that I've done. Since I started, I try to improve. I do try to take constructive criticism. I give everyone my email and I tell them to reach out to me. And let me just say this, when I first started, I made tons of mistakes. I was a jerk off out there. I did a lot of stupid things. But I've tried to improve along the way and I try to make it educational, so.
Trespassing sign, and if this is open to the public, then there's really no reason for you to be rude or even ask
Let me go show you a sign on the front door. Currently, in this facility is not open.
I wish you would, be more professional and say your name, especially if you work for the public, there's no reason for you to be rude. We can go take a look to see if there's no trespassing sign. And let me ask you this.
Can you go take a look?
Hold on.
Like I said, I have no clue as to what you're doing or what.
Okay, hold on. If you find out that you're wrong today, will you apologize?
I'm not gonna answer any more of your questions.
You're not gonna answer, but you would like me to answer questions to you?
No, you know what? If you gentlemen wanna wait till the sheriff's get here, you're welcome to do so.
Well, if the sheriff comes and the sheriff tells you that you're wrong, would you apologize?
Would I apologize?
Right. For being aggressive and being rude?
You know what, I'm not gonna, no, it's my job as a supervisor to be aggressive when strangers.
Really? Really?
Especially something like this.
Well, we'll take a look for that sign, man, if, we go around and we just look around and we ask questions and, we try to, for the city of Bakersfield, or for instance here, we're at the county, tax funded.
You didn't say who you were with.
Well, are you saying that the lobby is not open to the public right now?
If you would like to go see the sign on that front door, it will state that the lobby is not open to the public.
Okay, I'll go take a look at the sign. Cool. Do you know my name? I know them and they know me as well. How about that? You're not very welcoming, man. The people of Bakersfield are gonna see this, so I'm only one of the people, This is not how you should treat the people. And I haven't been rude to you either, have I? Fella?
How did you get here?
Actually, all these are our vehicles.
They are.
Yeah, taxpayers, man.
get fresh in
I
your
want
oven.
pizza.
Technically,
Am I right? It's a public, accessible area.
That's my oldest son in the car.
Be a man, Jerry. Stop crying. To another man, Jerry.
I was a little upset that they called the cops on me, guys. I'm not so happy about the way I behaved, but I had to call Jerry out.
Be a man, Jerry. Apologize.
Yeah.
I told you.
I already knew all that stuff.
Yeah, but why are you guys acting all crazy?
Because you're annoying, and you guys.
Also, you did all this for no reason.
So what you're saying is your feelings are more important than my freedom.
No.
I was actually nice. I was actually nice to Jerry. Karen. Yo, you're gonna make it on the internet as a Karen. Karen. Bye, Karen. How you doing today?
We went back to that same place a few days later, and the superintendent comes and talks to me. He's very respectful, and he says, we need to work on some things. So,
You know, I've done several videos like this, and I'm not always on my best behavior.
Yeah.
That day I was doing my best. You know, I try to make them more educational than anything, because there's a lot about these places where our money goes and we don't know exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
So just come and ask questions, and you know, no big deal.
This globalist agenda, the people who are going to be enforcing that is cops. So we have to hold them responsible for what they are doing. I commend people. More people need to do this. You need to study the Constitution. You got to learn the amendments. Make sure the cops know, and really enforce your rights if they don't.
right. Absolutely. And I gotta tell you that I was really nervous about coming onto your show today. For one, I'm not really well spoken. Two, I know that you have kind of a large following, and a lot of your following is definitely back to blue. But I do want to point out that I didn't understand this about the blue line flag when I started, so I started getting a lot of comments from veterans saying things like, you know, that flag is extremely disrespectful. You know, the blue line flag is not the red, white, and blue. That's not what our brothers and sisters died in the war for that blue line flag, for these cops to, you know, display this everywhere in the departments and on their uniforms. And as a matter of fact, you know, they should turn it back to the red, white, and blue, and not the blue line flag. And that leads me to mention something else. Why do police use military ranks? Sergeant, lieutenant, you know, all these things. I went on a podcast with Cannabis Talk 101, and those guys are amazing, by the way. Shout out to them, man. These guys have given me the opportunity to go and meet people and talk to people. Dude, I went to the Burning Trees Festival. I was on stage with some of my favorite rappers, Busta Rhymes, Too Short. I got to hang out with Exhibit at the hotel. Blue from Cannabis Talk 101, he said something on that thing. He's like, man, you guys, we need to stop calling these cops sergeants, because we're not at war with the people. You know, and these are things that I'm uncovering as I go. Like I was like blown away. I was like, whoa, dude, really? I was like, that's badass. So I went cop watching that night, and this three chevron stripe. You know, he wore the 3 chevrons, and like I said, I went to call them sergeants, but I was like, can I get your name and badge number? He was all sergeant, yada yada yada, and I was like, assistant manager what? And he was like, no, sergeant. I was like, assistant manager what? He's like, sergeant. And I thought it was funny because, like I said, that Blue from Cannabis Talk 101, he was correct on that. You know, in my opinion, why are we using military ranks to address them? And
That's actually very profound, man. I've never really thought about that. You're right.
A lot of us don't, man. A lot of these things fly over our heads. Hey, what's up, guys? San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I'm here with Jay Surreal Camera, Wolfie Gladly. We're here at Cannabis Talk 101. I'm here with my friend Blue and my friend Joe. Make sure you guys check out the full podcast episode. We have a lot to talk about. We talk about how and why, some of the reasons why I got in. They talk about some of the reasons they got in. These guys allowed us to ask questions. Also, the Pop Brothers were on here, guys. This is crazy. You guys do not want to miss the full episode. I'm going to drop the link in my description as well. Definitely go subscribe to So that's all for the video, guys. I don't know if you guys got any educational value out of that, so I guess really quick, I'll introduce myself. My name is David. I know you guys are expecting Logan Paul or something like that. I know what you guys get. But I started a YouTube channel about 6-7 years ago. I seen a news segment that came on my television in the morning, and it said that police in Kern County were the deadliest police in all of the country for police justified killings. That means they were getting away with it. And we have 3 agencies out there: the Kern County Sheriff's Department, the California Highway Patrol, and the Bakersfield Police Department. And it's important that we understand and know who is who and what is what. We need to address them properly, because if we call a sheriff a trooper, he's gonna laugh at you. He's gonna think this guy is stupid, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's right. We don't know some of these things. When I started my channel, I didn't know a lot. I started learning along the way. Like I said, when I started my channel, I seen that news segment, and I wanted to be out there on the street recording. I wanted the cops in Bakersfield to see somebody out there with the camera, somebody recording them, holding them accountable. I wanted them to feel as if somebody was out there watching them while they're out there patrolling. Even though I wasn't gonna be out there all the time, I wanted them to feel like somebody was there. So I started doing it little by little. I wanted to stay incognito. I didn't want them to know who I was. I ended up trusting some people on the internet like you're not supposed to, and they doxed me, they let me know. They let all the agencies know who I was, so immediately they started coming to my house, harassing me. I had to move away and stuff like that. But things are okay. You know, I've moved and things have progressed along the way. And I think I've progressed along the way as well. I try not to make as many mistakes as I did in the past. Because of my channel, people have reached out to me. I have turned down a Netflix documentary. I've turned down a lot of different interviews with local news media or whatever, because I feel like a lot of times they try to take what we do and they try to change the narrative and tell it their way. But I have my own way of telling my things, and I felt like I wanted to have full control over my channel, my work. So I've never done anything else, just stayed on YouTube, and YouTube pays very well. One of the things he said earlier was, if you guys don't want to, you know, jump into that career of criminal justice, YouTube pays very well. I've made over $1 million in 5 years on YouTube. I'm not here trying to brag, it's just something that happened. So when I started doing this, I uncovered patterns along the way. I started, and there's channels before me, I would say that they would address this in an aggressive manner. They would, you know, every cop was a pig, and every cop was just like bad. And I kind of didn't feel that within me, because I'm naturally I try to be cool with as many people as possible, with everybody, right? I try to give everybody the opportunity, a chance to be cool with me. And so one of the things I started doing was just opening a dialogue and talking to cops and asking them questions. And one of the questions that I found myself asking cops ended up becoming the main question that I ask every cop now, is if they knew the First Amendment of the Constitution. Now, really quick, I'm gonna ask all of you guys, turn your cards over. With a show of hands, who here knows the 5 elements? You don't have to repeat it verbatim, but who here knows the 5 elements of the First Amendment? Anyone? You see what I'm saying? Cops don't know it, the people don't know it, our parents didn't teach it to us because they didn't know it. We don't know it, folks. Did you guys know that these elements of the First Amendment mirror your natural born rights? These documents don't give you your rights. Your mom and your dad and Jesus or God, whatever religion you want to believe in or whatever, you were born with these rights. These are called natural rights. And I speak to the who is who. Police accountability. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Mr. Checkpoint, Jason Bassler from Police to Police. He's had millions of followers. All of these guys, a lot of them are friends of mine. I speak to them, I can jump on the phone and talk to them, put our heads together and just try to understand things. And I used to call him human rights, but he's like, no, bro, they're natural rights, because you're naturally born with these rights. Human rights, people tend to think that, where is this coalition of humans? Where can I sign up to get these rights? But you don't need to sign up, man. You guys already have these natural rights. You were born with them. These documents, the First Amendment, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, these documents were written to limit the scope of authority that cops and public officials have over we the people. That means they can't just go around telling you what to do, sit down on the ground, where to stand. Now I get it, there's bad people out there. We need cops. Do you guys know the difference between statism and voluntarism? Have you guys ever heard that? Anybody? A statist is somebody who believes that we need government. Voluntarist is somebody who believes that we the people can pretty much take care of ourselves. So what are the contracts that we have with government? The DMV, taxes, what else do you owe to them? In reality, you guys have these natural rights. Nobody seems to know it. Embarrassingly, I'm sad to say that nobody in this room can really say at least the 5 elements of it. You know, the freedom of speech. You can say what you want, whenever you want. Just be careful with that though, because there's civil liabilities. You have a freedom of press. You can go and ask questions and record and document. And a lot of people will say, well, where's your press credentials, right? Well, I have press credentials. I do have a media company. I do have press credentials, but you don't need them. Because do you need religion credentials to practice a religion? Absolutely not. So same thing with the press, you don't need press credentials. Press credentials is something that like the government will give you to go into like a certain area, a certain function that they're having to allow certain people to go in there. But you know, local media and mainstream media, they try to spin a narrative and push a certain narrative. But like he was saying, we have independent media as well. And every single one of you as well is also media. I want you guys to understand something about government as well. Those of you who are expecting to go into government, or whether it's law enforcement or attorneys or whatever it is that you guys plan to do, once you guys are done, you guys are back into society with the rest of the people. You guys are no longer a part of that government. So you guys have to understand that government will always protect government, bigger government on top of bigger government, and government never wants to hold itself accountable. It never wants to fix itself. Sometimes it takes people like us to go in there and push these boundaries that they're trying to overstep of the people's natural rights. And sometimes our work is not the prettiest. There's a lot of people that do what I do, and they have taken what we have done, and they have taken it to another level. They've done some really horrible, stupid things out there. And I tried to keep the original premise of what a First Amendment audit is. It's to hold our public officials accountable. There's a lot of corruption going on in government. A lot of us don't see it because a lot of us don't know where to look. There's what's called misappropriation of funds happening everywhere, in every county, in every state. And it takes the people to sometimes question authority. Everybody should be questioning authority anyways. So it takes sometimes the people to go out there and ask questions and demand answers.
Speaking of questions, do you guys have questions you guys written down? If you do, just pass them up and then we'll get them up here and ask them.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I can go on and on and on for hours about stuff that I've learned, people that I've talked to, their stories. I've talked to families whose kids were murdered by police, you know, and some of these mothers that I speak to, you know, one of the sad things that I feel is they're always fighting for justice, and they never have the time to sit back and grieve. Sometimes it takes somebody to stand up and say, hey man, we're gonna try to take on this fight for you guys, and that way you guys can try to at least have a moment of grief, right? To miss and think about your loved ones, because sometimes they're always fighting. George Floyd's family, Elijah McClain, many different families are out there fighting for justice, and they're not seeing it. There's a lot of policies that I think that can be thrown on the table to be readjusted, and not a lot of people are talking about these policies. I was making videos about qualified immunity before George Floyd's incident came out. After the George Floyd incident, a lot of people started talking about it. These videos weren't going viral, but some of these videos, what happened was the people that were, and people that follow my channel, I got almost 500,000 subscribers. They're not fans, they're supporters, because this is a movement. This is an educational thing. This is something that everybody could be involved in. Man or woman, black or white, old and young, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, Republican, Democrat, everybody, I think that everybody can agree on that we need to know what our own natural rights are, right? And so this is a movement that just kind of blew up, bless you. When my channel came about, there was like 5 First Amendment auditing channels out there before me. Now there's hundreds, if not thousands. Now we have people doing audits in the UK, Australia, Canada, other places. I have people reaching out to me. Tomorrow I'm flying to Florida to go hang out with some channels out there. And it's a thing that grew like wildfire. And the reason being is because people didn't know that they had rights. And we have rights, and it's a wonderful thing. And we can teach our friends, and we can teach our family. And those of you who are gonna be in law enforcement, I wanna say that when I first started this, I was approaching this in a bad way. I thought every cop was bad. I thought that there was no getting through to you guys, but I gotta tell you guys, when you guys go through these academies and you guys go through these places, they're gonna teach you certain things. They're gonna teach you brute force and compliance, and that's how you're gonna get through to the people. But in reality, what they're really not teaching you is the First Amendment of the Constitution. There is not one video on the internet, and I challenge every single one of you here today, not one video on the internet that you guys will find where a cop gets sworn in to take that job, and he actually knows the oath that he's swearing to. That is a sham. We've been duped into thinking that they're here to protect and serve. In reality, what happened in Uvalde, Texas, the cops didn't want to go in and save those kids. Case law like Castle Rock v. Gonzalez will tell us that cops didn't have to go in there. Because if it's for officer safety, they don't have to do it. They don't have to put their lives in jeopardy to save someone. So what are we paying them for? We at least should, if we're not gonna pay them to train, to learn these rights, at least force them to know it before they even apply for the job. And it's simple. You guys learn it today, and I'll tell you what, if you guys subscribe to my channel, you watch videos, and try to look past the mistakes that I made, you guys will know it. And next time somebody asks you if you know the 5 elements of the First Amendment, you guys will know. And that benefits you. Yeah, it benefits me if you guys watch, you know what I mean? The ads, it'll pay my bills, but it'll benefit you guys in the future. It'll benefit your friends and your family, the ones you love the most, because this is an empowerment. And once you get it, you can't. Once you learn something, you want to learn it. So, with that being said, I'll open up questions. If you guys have any questions?
Guys, come on, somebody's got to have
I know I'm not Jake Paul. I know I'm not the Logan brothers, or Logan Paul and them.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, look out. And I have some cards here. I have stickers. You guys can more than welcome to grab some. All right. Have you been arrested because of this? Yes. And let me say, this is my son Nicky, and this is my son Nathaniel. He's been recording cops since he was 14 years old. He's been doing it with me. My oldest son Junior is a Marine. He's a father. He practices jiu-jitsu. He's doing really well in that. He's also coaching his son, my grandson, in wrestling. They're doing very well. We're not bad people, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been upstate. I've done some things. Wasn't always the greatest guy, but I tried. And I'll tell you something else. Since I started recording cops, I've never walked a straighter line than I ever had before. I walk a straight line now because I don't want to be that asshole getting caught up recording cops and then being on TV, being arrested, right? I don't want to do that. So we went to Arizona to go visit. We recorded at a hotel when there was cops there. We put out some videos. 6 months later, they put out an arrest warrant for me and my sons, and we had to go fight the case in Arizona. Me and him were found guilty on the second day, and it was a trespassing charge. It was a bogus trespassing charge 6 months later, and they found us guilty on the second day, but he was found not guilty.
There's things I had to go through, like submitting evidence to the attorney's office, things that we're not taught in school on how to defend yourself whenever you get a letter in the mail saying that the police are charging you for something. And it's something that, like, these laws can't limit our freedom of the First Amendment. So, for instance, I had to prove that I was standing on a sidewalk and not private property. And that video evidence, it was like 30 seconds of the video. It allowed me to be a prosecutor and a police officer in court. So we don't get taught these things in elementary school, but if you actually take the time to learn them, you can protect yourself.
Another question you guys asked is, when you go out to film, what are you looking for? What makes good content? Do you post any positive clips of law enforcement officials? When I go out to film, what am I looking for? I'm looking to make sure that these public officials know that we have natural rights. We have rights. That they don't try to step on our rights. They don't try to overstep the boundaries. They don't try to, tell me to stop recording or something like that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for good encounters. Don't get me wrong. The bad encounters is what gets me paid, because people like that shit, right? They like to see it, but I personally like the good encounters, and that's why I put transparency in my channel name. What makes good content? Like I said, people acting stupid, not knowing the rights makes great content. But in reality, I've posted videos where I actually have like really good conversations. They don't always go viral, but to me, that's really good content because people are learning, right? Do you post any positive clips of law enforcement officials? Absolutely. Like I said, when I first started, I would get hate from people that do this as well, and they would be like, "You're half a bootlicker." Talk a little bit of shit about me. But I always felt like I would give people the same energy they give me. They're gonna shake my hand, they're gonna respect my rights, I'm a fist bump. As you've seen, 2 of the cops in 2 different areas knew who I was already. I was like blown away, I'm like, damn, these cops are actually watching me. Which is pretty cool. All right, first, free religion, freedom of speech. Have you ever been arrested for recording? So, there was another time so I've been arrested for recording twice. One was in Mesa, Arizona, as just explained. The second time I was in Bakersfield and I went to an ICE facility, and there was a guy back there, and I asked him if he worked there, and he lied. He said no, and we asked him about his blue line flag, and he's just kind of rude. So he ended up calling me a loser, told me to get a job, so I gave him I dropped a few F-bombs on him, and I wasn't so, like I said, I'm not happy with all the things that I've done and said out there, but I gave him a few F-bombs, and another cop that didn't like me from Bakersfield, he called him, he seen the video, and he was like, "Hey, would you like to press charges?" And he was like, "Yeah." But that case was dismissed because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you guys who are going to be in law enforcement and everybody else that's in government, you guys can't be the complainant. You guys can't be if somebody hurts your feelings, so be it. If somebody walks in and records you, so be it. You can't be the complainant. If you guys don't like your job working in the public sector, quit and go get a job in the private sector. You know, and either way, you're going to be on camera. So everywhere we go in public, we're on camera. The street lights, everywhere we go, we're on camera. And the people out there don't know it. Nobody seems to know these simple things. Nobody seems to know that we have rights. Let's see. Have you ever heard of or worked with NLG, National Lawyers Guild? I was talking to him earlier about lawyers, and I'll say this, okay? Like I said, I've uncovered a lot of patterns, seeing things a lot, since I've been doing this. And I speak to cops, I speak to lawyers, I speak to a lot of people. I've interviewed people as well. I've interviewed lawyers. Lawyers have reached out to me, and we have done interviews. But even then, we gotta understand that lawyers are bar members. Their loyalty is to the courts, not really to the people, not even our own public defenders, not even the lawyers that we pay for. Their duties are to the courts, they're bar members. So, I would say if you're gonna ask for a lawyer, the first thing you should ask a lawyer when you walk into the room is if you know the First Amendment of the Constitution. Because not even lawyers these days know it. We're going in there to these offices, we're asking, not even the lawyers know what our natural rights are. Or how the hell are they gonna defend us? What the hell kind of world are we living in? This shit seems like a parody of GTA. This shit is unreal. Nobody knows the rights. Cops don't know what our rights are. Public officials think they have the right to tell us what to do, where to stand, and where to go. And if you don't sit down, if you don't comply, they won't take care of you. Unless you record, and I'm gonna tell you something else about government. Government is a business. Every government installation, every government agency is a business, and you are clients. We are clients, we the people are clients. And if we don't record our transactions, because every time you're dealing with government, it's a transaction. Every time you're having a transaction, you should be recording and documenting, because it's always gonna be their word against yours. What if you have somebody, a lady in the DMV, she just don't like you and she's rude and she mails off your tags to a different address. And then your car gets impounded. And if you don't stop her, if you don't highlight this, you're gonna keep doing it.
But I want to be respectful for everyone's time, and I do appreciate it. If you guys have any last minute questions, we'll take one more question. You have it. If not, if you guys don't mind, that extra card you have, if you don't mind writing on there, write 3 things that you like about today's presentation, and then give me 3 things that I can improve on to help this presentation be better next time. I would appreciate that. And then when you're done, you can just put it face down right here on the way out. But if you don't mind, could we get a pic? Do you guys want a pic with San Joaquin Valley? Is that okay?
Man, I ain't famous.
Are you guys okay with that or no?